Hello bakers! Today I'm going to show you how easy it is to make a graham cracker pie crust. These are perfect for cheesecakes, chiffon pies, lemon meringue, key lime, chocolate pies. Actually, they're great for most pies. And they're much better than the ones you'll buy in the store. So they're real simple to make. I've already preheated my oven to 375 degrees. I've made sure my shelf is in the middle and there's nothing else in my oven. The ingredients are pretty simple. I'll need 1/3 cup of sugar, 11 graham crackers. I prefer the plain honey ones, no cinnamon, though if you want a little bit of cinnamon, you can always add those, or you can add a little bit of cinnamon to the mix. And 1/3 cup of melted butter. So I'm going to start by breaking my graham crackers up a little bit so they'll fit in here better, and putting them in my food processor. If you don't have a food processor, you can just put them in a Ziplock bag and beat them with a rolling pin, or for that matter, you can just beat them with your skillet in the Ziplock bag until they're all crumbled up. And sometimes what I find it easier to do as well is I'm just going to give this a quick chop so it's easier to get the rest of them in there. And let's give this another quick grind. And we're just going to add the rest of these here. Good to the last crumb. And again, like I said, if you don't have a mixer or a food processor, put them in a Ziploc baggie and just beat them with a rolling pin or a cast iron skillet, whatever you got handy. So I'm just going to pulse that until it's pretty much ground up, and then we'll add our sugar, 1/3 cup, which is what this scoop is. And then we're just going to pulse that a little bit just to mix that in. And then we're going to add our butter. And now I usually add the butter half at a time. I found if you add too much at once, it kind of all sinks down and it gets clumpy. So we'll do it half. And we'll let that mix a little bit, and then we'll add the other half and finish mixing it up. Oops. And just pulse that a minute or two until everything's thoroughly combined. Okay, once it's all mixed, we're simply going to dump it into, I'm using a number 7 skillet here. You can use a 7 or an 8 or a 9-inch pie pan. So we simply dump this into our skillet. And then what we're going to do is we're going to just simply press this. Make sure it's mixed nice, good. So we're going to press this up against the sides and bottoms. And I start by doing the sides, and then I do the bottom last. So I'm just going to press this here up against the sides. Be careful that you don't get it too thick down at the bottom edge. Now, if you find that it's sticking to your hands, it helps if you've got cold hands or cooler hands, but you can always take a baggie like this and put your hands inside the baggie and work with the baggie. So you can do something like this, and that'll keep it from sticking to your hands as much if you're having an issue with that. I find it easier actually just to put it right on, to just do it right like this. And again, push down on that bottom corner so that that doesn't get too thick. And you just you know, put enough so that it firms and you can pack it together. If it's kind of falling off the edge, you need a little bit more. You know, just grab a little bit more and pull it up there. And I'm just pressing as hard as I can. And again, I'm making sure that I get that bottom corner edge down good so that doesn't get too thick. And just work your way around the edges and continue pressing until I've got a nice crust going all the way around. Press it nice and firm, press as hard as you can. And again, I'm just kind of pushing down there some so that I can make sure that bottom corner isn't too thick. Okay, once I've got all my edges pressed, then I'm just going to level it out on the bottom and just start pressing it on the bottom until I get my bottom built up as well. And again, like I said, you can do this with a number 7 or a number 8 skillet. Either one works good. So if you knock things off the side, just come back and press there again. And try and get it reasonably level. So I'm going to be making a lemon chiffon pie with this today. It's also great, like I said, for a lime chiffon, key lime pie, those cheesecakes, chocolate pies, any recipe that calls for a graham cracker crust. Okay, I've got it all pressed in there. So I'm simply going to put it in my 375 oven for 8 to 10 minutes. We'll set it for 9 minutes. So I'll see you back here in 9 minutes. All right, our timer has gone off. We can take our pie out of the oven, or our pie shell out of the oven. And the one thing you want to do is to take a spoon, and you might notice that there's some little lumpy or bumpy spots that have bubbles that might have formed. Just go ahead, and if you see any bubbles, just smush them back down so you get a nice smooth finish. And now all you need to do is let this cool, and it'll be ready to fill with the filling of your choice. So, super easy to do, much better than those store-bought ones. I hope you've enjoyed making graham cracker pie crust with me today. If so, please like and subscribe to this channel for more good cooking with the Iron Maiden. Thanks and happy baking.